Hello folks, Fuzzfinger here, thank you for joining me for the next part of our Final Fantasy 13-2 walkthrough. So without any further ado, let's crack on as we continue on through the Brescia ruins. If you still haven't recruited the Pulse Knight, then head back into the tunnels now and make sure you do that before moving on. Okay, for now we just want to head up to the north. We can't get through that gate, so don't bother trying.
Detected a large energy surge in the center of the ruins. Another unknown device has appeared.
Did the device appear along with Atlas? If Atlas is a weapon built by humans, they must have designed a way to stop it.
And that machine showing up is no coincidence.
Right.
Two choices. We try that new device and hope it controls Atlas. Or do it the old-fashioned way and fight him head-on. No regrets, no looking back.
Hey Mog, what do you think about all this?
I like Sarah more than I like Noel.
Ouch. You know I have feelings.
Basically, we have to weaken Atlas before we can fight him. Now, technically, you could run up and engage him in battle right now if you so please, but you would die a horrible death. If you open up your map, you'll see there's a second waypoint marker through the tunnels up here. So head up these steps and just head to that waypoint. There's quite a few fragments to collect in this area through various side quests and stuff, so we can't actually get them all on this first visit. But we'll get what we can. Yes, we haven't killed that fal'Cie just yet. Or the CF, whatever it's supposed to be called. Now if you speak to this chap right here, you can actually hand in the quest for the capsules. I've actually got to pick the quest up since I didn't do it earlier. It doesn't really make any difference.
You'll help us search for the capsules? We could certainly use an extra hand or two. We're missing 2 capsules. They look just like ordinary medicine. If you find them, bring them directly to me.
And now if I speak to him again.
These are the capsules we lost. That's a load off. We should count our lucky stars they didn't make it to the black market. When we misplaced the substance, it set back our testing schedule. Now it looks like we have a chance to get back in the field. Thanks to you, we've avoided a lot of backlash. This isn't much, but please take it.
So now we've finished that side quest, and if we go up here we can actually kill the CF for the second. This is one of the reasons why I recommend you recruit that Pulsework Knight. So straight away at the start of this battle you want to switch into Delta attack, and that Pulsework Knight will eat up all the melee attacks for you and he won't actually take hardly any damage. Now he does also, this ghost, he does also cast Fire, which is an AoE fire spell, and that will still hurt Noel and Sarah, so just be ready for that with potions. Other than that, just stay in Delta attack. You don't need to switch paradigms this battle. And you can see how this Sentinel that we've now recruited makes what would otherwise be arguably an impossible fight at this point in the game relatively easy. Just keep an eye on the health of your 2 main party members, like I said. So And we don't actually have to hand this quest in. It's all done, and we'll get the fragment right away. And some extra CP, which is always useful. So there's the first 2 optional quests done. For now. Just pop in here for chat with Noel.
Hey Noel, is Atlas used in some war that happens in the future?
Let me think. Yeah, I remember this.
Are you forgetting stuff?
My memories are unreliable. There are events I should remember, but my memory is hazy, like I'm seeing them through fogged glass. But not this time. I remember this one. There was a war, hundreds of years before I was born. That's when Cocoon crashed into Pulse.
Wait, you're not talking about what happened 5 years ago. That was the day my sister disappeared into the pillar.
The day of Ragnarok is recorded as a separate event. The final fall of Cocoon happens much later.
If we travel to the future, maybe we can stop it.
Who's to say what's possible? That could be the reason we're here in the first place.
And now we can carry on with the story, so we'll carry on heading to that waypoint. Further on into the tunnels. Since we need to weaken Atlas.
Found the capsule in the ruins. The reports say you handled that thief in the ruins.
Weird machine. Must be it.
Where are we?
A time labyrinth, Kupo.
I think we're inside the paradox.
Oh no.
We have to figure out the labyrinth and its puzzles before we can get out. Kupo?
And now we've entered our first paradox anomaly in the game. So this is basically a puzzle. And as this is the first one, it's fairly easy. You can only walk across each of these red tiles once, but you have to collect all the crystals. Once you step off a tile, it disappears and you cannot jump between tiles. So just follow my paths and you'll be fine. It's not random, it's the same every game for these puzzles. If you do fail, as I did there, you're not penalised or anything, you just have to go back to the start of that phase. And it's really as simple as that. And now that we've resolved that anomaly and completed the puzzle, we can be put back in the Brescia Ruins where we was, at the Atlas weakening device.
The machine's working.
Let's see what it does, yeah?
Let's.
And we get another fragment, the delicate crystal. Now activate the device.
actually lets us control Atlas.
All we can do is pray.
Please work.
Now Atlas has been weakened, it's just a case of heading outside to face him.
It looks like Atlas is starting to slow down a little.
Sounds like we did something.
Just exit the tunnels via the path that leads south. The one that bends to the east.
We learned that all seeds were once normal human beings. Could be this paradox infected investors are supplying. Found the capsule in the ruins. Huh. Could be this paradox infected the message field.
Now, since at this stage I've collected a few more monster materials, I'm just going to put them into my Ravager. Just continue to level him up a little bit. Although we're not really going to need him for this fight, since for the boss we're going to have our Sentinel out.
The reports say you handled that thief in the ruins.
There he is!
And not looking too happy.
Approach the waypoint to initiate the attack. And basically, all we really want to do in this fight is switch to Delta attack immediately to get our new Sentinel out. And then just start hammering away at the boss. Chug potions when you need to, and once Atlas has been staggered, he stops his attack, so you can switch to Relentless Assault to finish him off. But don't think that because he attacks slowly you can mess around paradigm shifting in between Delta attack and Relentless Assault until he's staggered, because he does do surprise attacks which can kill you if you don't have your Sentinel out. Your Sentinel itself shouldn't take any damage so long as you've maxed this up to level 20. So just keep an eye on Sarah and Niall's health. When they get to about 40%, then you'll want to chug a potion. Apart from that, your Sentinel will pretty much do all the work of keeping you alive, and you can just chip his health away. Because we weakened him, he only started with a fraction of his normal health. And he's almost staggered now, so I'll be ready to switch to Relentless Assault when that happens. There we go, there's the stagger. And there's the paradigm shift. He doesn't do anything now, so you can just finish him off easily. Probably used to the fact by now that since this is a boss, we're going to have a cinematic action we'll have to take part in.
away!
What the?
How did we get here?
No! Look out!
Move!
I think I found his weak spot. Ready?
Do it!
Wait for it.
Now! Whoa, now what?
Paradox is dissipating. I wonder what caused the paradox effect.
This is just a theory, but I think there might be someone out there derailing history and bending the timeline. That's why Atlas and these gates are appearing out of nowhere.
Who would do something like that?
I don't know. Someone who has the power to change history. And since we can use the gates, we'll have to stop him.
This ability to control monsters and use the gates. Could it be a gift from Lightning?
We'll just have to find her so you can ask her yourself.
And we get another fragment and a whopping 2,500 CP.
Alyssa, we took Atlas
Very
down.
nice.
That place you were looking for?
I'm just going to head to the Crystarium now and max out another roll, another level of the Crystarium. You need about 4,500 CP to do it, so if you haven't got that amount yet, I suggest you farm a little bit more. So for Sarah, I'm just going to put her Commando up to 20, her Ravager up to 19, and that will be enough then. And 9 points in a Ravager roll. We don't need to level Sentinel now since we've got the Pulsework Knight. And that'll be enough for a new bonus for us to choose. And I'm going to unlock the Saboteur role. And now we'll move on to Noel. I'm going to do a similar sort of progression for him. We're going to put his Commando up to 19, so that's 9 points in Commando. And we're going to put his Ravager up by 11 points to 20. Level 20. So level 19 for Commando, level 20 for Ravager. So again, no points in Sentinel for the time being. And for his role bonus, once his Crystarium is expanded, I'm going to unlock the Synergist role. So then we'll have 2 new roles that we can pick from for our Paradigm packs, Synergist and Saboteur. Both are useful under various conditions.
Right in front of us.
That's great news. I'm on my way.
And now to finish the story off in this area, we just need to head over to the waypoint and do a few more bits.
There's an epitaph. Here lie the innocent victims of chance, cast out and cast down. May their souls find the path that leads them home.
Cast out. These must be victims of the Purge.
This is
it! This is the place! I thought I might be... But that's not my name. Then whose is it?
Kupo.
It's my friend's. She died here, running from the Purge. And me? I'm one of those who survived. 5 years ago, the entire town of Bodum, it was wiped out by the army. I was there, visiting my friend. Then everything went to hell. We ran and hid with the other fugitives. But just as the troops were pulling out, that's when the ceiling of our hiding place collapsed. Ever since then, I've had the same dream. I'm trapped under rubble. It's dark. I'm in pain and I can barely breathe. The next thing I know, I rise out of my body and I'm standing before this grave. And the name written on the stone, it's mine. After seeing that image so many times, I started to think that maybe I did die back then, and the life I'm living now is just an illusion. Alyssa, you feel that way too?
Well, you seem real to me.
Real enough, I guess. Even if they all forget, I never will. And neither will I. I can never forget. The events that scarred Alyssa were started by l'Cie. If I had never become a l'Cie, if I had never made those mistakes, then the Purge, well, it may never have happened. Lightning. Is there any way to make up for the suffering we've caused? Can we ever give back what we've taken?
Okay then. I think that wraps things up for Alyssa. Now for our little quest.
Right.
Let's find an artifact and open a gate.
So, where should we look?
Well, now we've cleared up the paradox effect. It's possible those sneaky artifacts have come out of hiding. Let's try searching those areas we couldn't reach.
Time for some Moogle magic. Kupo!
Huh?
Mog, you can help? You're a lifesaver.
Kupo Kupo!
So when you've got back control of your party again, head over to collect your live trigger reward, which is just over here in the square treasure chest. Chocobos are unlocked now for this map as well, if you want to move around more quickly. And also, if you just pop over here and use the Moogle Hunt ability, we can collect an artifact to open one of the gates in this zone. The Eclipse artifact.
Nice, Mog.
Kupo Kupo!
And now if you can see that orange waypoint marker on the map, that's where there is another artifact which we need to go and collect to unlock the other gate on this map. It's easy to find once you know how. Just head all the way west. There's no need to go in any tunnels. by the way, the encounters are now much harder. Now that Atlas is dead, different kinds of monsters spawn which are tougher than before. So you do want to pay attention to your fighting and to your party's health. Grab this chest, I seem to have missed it from before. Okay, now this mob you might want to run away from. It is very tough. You want to switch straight into Delta attack at the start of the fight. As you can see, I tried to switch quickly, but even so, Noel took a lot of damage then. But it is a lot easier when you've got your Sentinel out. The only really real reason to fight this is for the fact it gives 250 CP at the end of every battle. It is quite a rare mob, so it's not really an ideal farming spot, but if you do come across one and you think you can take it down quite easily, you might want to do so. So the trick is obviously just to stagger it as quickly as you can to finish it off. And there we have it. So that Sentinel does come in very useful. So now we can just head back over to this gate. We can't actually enter this this tunnel, but you can use the Moogle Hunt ability and loot what is going to become the artifact from just behind the bars. And now we can actually access all of the Paradox gates on this map.
Way to go, Bobblehead.
Since we have both artifacts.
Now for the gate.
And we have a wild artifact, but we won't use that just yet. The wild artifacts are open other gates as well, but there's only limited amount of them in the game. Now what we would normally do if we wanted to carry on with the story at this point is head to the gate where the soldiers were, where we picked up the quests near the start, where Chocolina also was, where we didn't actually interact with her. That's the gate that takes us to an area called Yasash Massif, and that's really where we should be going, but there is a detour we can take through one of the other gates, which I'm going to do, and it's actually a worthwhile detour.
We learned that all species were what normal humans is. The Roman Foundation lies in a merciful depth.
And we're actually going to activate this gate down here for the time being, and do some optional bonus stuff, which I'll explain why in a minute.
Okay, that did it. Sarah? Tell me you're having visions.
No, just staring into space.
Oh, okay then. Let's get going.
Okay. We unraveled the paradox and continued on to another time, another place. But why had these gates appeared? Who had tangled the timelines, and for what purpose? We still didn't know. Why am I able to fix these temporal anomalies, bend monsters to my will? Why
do I have this power at all? I'll keep traveling with Noel, knowing that we'll find you eventually. So Lightning, if you're watching, do what you can to guide us to your side. I hope we land right in the place where Lightning is waiting. Where do you think we'll end up this time? The future? The past?
I have no idea. With all this jumping back and forth, I'm not sure I know which is which anymore. But the past is what makes us who we are. Defines us as people. The future that we're aiming for, that's the thing we can change. No matter how bad things have been, without that past, I wouldn't be who I am now.
That makes sense.
So Sarah, you shouldn't feel like you're wasting your time. Even if we don't arrive in Valhalla, there's still value in every path we take.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But hey, I won't complain if we do end up there. All this running around is exhausting.
Hey, make up your mind.
Just be honest with yourself. If you are, you'll be sure to arrive in the future you want.
Sarah, forgive me. That was a past you never should have had to deal with. But now, because of your courage, the timelines have one less knot to unravel. If I could, I would thank you for what you have accomplished. But I can't. Not just yet.
We're going to be heading over to the Sunneth Waterscape now, which is the area we've just unlocked in the Historia Crux, by using that artifact at the gate. Now this is actually part of the main storyline, but we shouldn't actually be coming here until a little later. It is going to be quite a tough area for this part of the game, although we only need to do the first part. Reason being, we can actually get access to Mog's next ability a little bit earlier than we would normally, which should give us access in turn to some powerful treasure. So this has been Fuzzfinger, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next video.